Happy Sunday. You know, it's my favorite day to cook. Haven't been feeling the greatest this week. I caught, as a side effect of my garlic allergy, I had too much garlic last weekend. I had turned into laryngitis, which is weird. But like everyone else, when they're not feeling the greatest, I just wanted some chicken soup. I went down to South Philly and got some pho yesterday. With the Eagles game today, there's no way I'm fighting the traffic to go get some more. So I decided to make some lemon orzo chicken soup. A while back, I saw a recipe from one of my favorite chefs, Jeff Morrow. He's the Sandwich King on Food Network and also is on The Kitchen. He's so funny. And I get very excited when he responds back to my posts. But he made this lemon orzo chicken soup, and I don't know why, but it just stuck with me. I remember him eating it in the episode, and he got done, and he was like, best soup I've ever had. Best soup. So I've always wanted to make it. This is going to be a variation of, because my store did not have any fresh tarragon. And I'm thinking that that's probably a huge component of the soup. But I'm going to do the best I can and put a little Philly Food Girl spin on it too, just with some of the ingredients. So this is what I got. All right, so I have one onion. He actually calls for shallots, but shallots kind of have a garlickiness to them, so I need to avoid that as much as possible. Celery, obviously. Carrots, tons of lemons, fresh thyme, 2 big chicken breasts, bone in, skin on. You want the skin that's going to render off fat, and that's going to lend the richness of the flavor of the stock. Bay, and then I have 2 containers of organic chicken broth. You guys have seen this pantry shop before of all the pastas I have, and I'm so mad that I just realized I don't have any orzo. So I'll make do. I mean, I literally have probably every cut of pasta you could possibly want, but I'll either use the acini di pepe. I like these little guys. I don't even know what they're called. Baby shells. Very, very Italian. I also have ditalini. I could use those too. We'll see. I read over this recipe again, and I'm realizing that I'm not doing it very similarly at all. So this might just be more of a lemon chicken soup than a variation of Jeff Morrow's. He does the carrots, onion, celery, and everything first, and then adds the chicken, and it just kind of steams in there, but I really want to render some of the fat off of this. So I just put olive oil in here. I'm going to salt and pepper this chicken. These are really good sized chicken breasts too. They're heavy. I'm going to take this and put it skin side down and make sure you hear that sizzle. Exactly what you want. Put it in there. And I'll salt and pepper the other side. Chicken loves salt. You can really smell when these are ready. See that? Sorry. Trying not to burn myself. Failing miserably. My goodness. These are going to cook another probably minute or so. And I'm going to turn this heat down. I want them to brown but not burn. Then I'm going to take them out of the pot, put them in a bowl, and add maybe a little bit more oil, the celery and onion. Okay, these are plenty done. I'm going to fish these out. Set them on a plate. There is oil in there, but not enough. I moved my pan to the back burner because it started to smoke, and I don't want it to burn. So I'm going to add a little bit more oil. Actually, there's more in there than I thought that there was. And just maybe 1 little pat of butter. Butter is for flavor, and the oil is to cook it. So I have 1 diced onion. So I added that onion in, and I'm going to scrape off all the good parts on the bottom here. Next, I'm going to add my celery. I'm very particular with my celery. I like to use the center ribs of the celery. I'm very particular when it comes to the celery. So this is a typical heart of celery. I take all the outer ones off. I keep these couple, maybe 3 or 4 in the middle, and I cut those into small pieces with the leaf. Then I take the lighter colored stalks that are on the outside, cut them into large chunks, and I don't use the ones that are on the furthest edge of the celery because they're way more fibrous and they just don't cook down enough, and that grosses me out. these will get tender. I also have not salted this, which is a disgrace. So salt, I'll add some cracked black pepper. We're gonna add the celery. So these are cooking down really nicely. The onions are already tender. The celery is gonna take forever to get tender, but it's good as is. So the next thing I'm particular about is my carrots. I shred them. I love the texture in the soup. You don't get big chunks. And most importantly, they give the soup the most gorgeous color. Like it's like a faint orange, almost as if you'd put saffron in it. So this is my mommy tip too, if you can't get your kids to eat their vegetables. These were 4 pretty hefty carrots. In hindsight, I think it's probably way too much, but we'll see how much I actually put in. Yeah, I don't need any more than that. Just maybe 3 carrots would have been plenty. So next up, they season again. It's very important to season throughout. And add some more pepper too. So it's been about 5 minutes and the carrots are perfectly cooked down. You can see if you look on the bottom of the pan, I'm sorry because of the steam, there's like it's like almost like an orange sheen that the carrots have given off, and that's what's going to lend to the color of this. The next step is you have to ignore the fact that I'm a messy cook, is to add bay leaves. These are kind of just little guys. It says 2, but I'm going to do 3 because they're kind of on the smaller side. And some of this thyme. I mean, I wish I could buy just like a small thing of thyme. I'll never use this. It's a sin. It's going to go to waste. I have 1, 2, I guess maybe just this big guy. That much thyme. The smell that is coming off of this is, it's unreal. It smells wonderful. Okay, I'm going to add the chicken back into the pot. And I don't want to lose any of that juice. And next, I'll pour the chicken stock in. My gosh, look at the color of that. That's when you know it's not like that nasty stuff that you can sometimes just find in a can. This is free-range chicken stock, and it is like liquid gold. I can't get over the color of this. This is the first time I've ever used this, and it's might be a game changer. It's gorgeous. It's like cloudy. Looks almost like butter. I also added about 2/3 of a container of water back into the carton just to get the remainder chicken stock that was left over. All right, guys, so it's been about 38 minutes. I've been watching the Eagles game, and I just screamed from that last touchdown. Now my throat is like really going. I'm going to fish the chicken out of here and pull the skin off. So I said, sorry, I got cut off earlier. I'm going to pull the skin off, and then I'm going to pull all the meat off and shred that as well. Discard the bones, skin, and add the beautiful chicken breast meat back into the pot. Oh my gosh, it smells so delightful. These are seriously, seriously heavy. I was going to fish that bay out anyway, so I'll just do it now. Plus I want to make sure that I get all of the thyme out. You know what? I'm going to let it stay in there. I take that back. I'll let it stay in there a little bit until I shred the chicken and I'm ready to serve it. My goodness, so I just shredded all that chicken and it gave off a ton. You could see in comparison to my hand. So I'm going to add this right back into the pot. My house smells amazing. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. There's really only a few steps left. This one's important. You want to skim all the fat off of the top here. See, now it just looks so much better. And you won't have, I mean, there's still a little bit left in there, but that's okay. You just don't want it so grease laden that when you put it in a bowl, you have a slick of grease on the top. That's gross. Okay, this is the second to the last step. I have 2 lemons zested, and I think I used 7 lemons juiced. It calls for a cup. This isn't even a cup, but that's all I'm using. Also, fun fact, this little guy is from my son's, a little cooking set I had for him when he was a baby. And I saved it. I just thought it was so cute. And I actually use it all the time. So I'll add, probably do this actually. Okay, if my kitchen did not smell good before, it smells amazing now. I'm gonna fish out that thyme and check for any bay leaves or more sprigs of thyme. The last step, perhaps a controversial one, I am putting the pasta right in the soup. I did about half a pound. You can add the noodles separately. It's totally up to you. I know that some people like to cook the noodles and serve just the stock over the noodles separately because they feel it just gets too mushy like this. But growing up, my mother certainly didn't do that, so I'm not going to do that either. I'm just going to let it cook. So a lid is going to go on here. I'm actually going to shut it off. And in about 20 minutes or so, I'm slowly deteriorating before your very eyes. In about 20 minutes or so, I'll go back, give it another stir, and serve it up, and hope that it fixes my throat, and then I'll have some to freeze for later. So happy Sunday. Sorry I'm not at my best, but I always try to pride myself on being authentic with you guys. Well, and in life in general. So this is the real deal. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Go Birds. See you later.